He found her collapsed beside the elevator, mascara smudged, heels in her hands, whispering apologies to a potted plant. And in that moment, the last person she expected to see, her quiet single dad employee, stepped forward, picked her up, and changed the direction of both their lives without saying a single word. What she told him the next morning would be something he would remember for the rest of his life. Lucas Carter had always believed that life didn't give second chances, it gave responsibility. And for years, his only responsibility was his 8-year-old daughter, Emma. She was the sunshine of his mornings, the reason he worked late nights at Carter & Rowe Financial, and the anchor that kept him grounded even on his most exhausted days. His job wasn't glamorous assistant operations manager, but it was stable, and stability was something he protected fiercely, which is why, when he stepped out of the parking garage that night after a 14-hour shift and saw a familiar woman stumbling out of a taxi, he froze. Claire Rowe, the CEO. Elegant, brilliant, intimidating Claire, except now she wasn't any of those things. She was slumped against the glass wall, trying to unlock her phone upside down. Her normally perfect hair was tangled. Her eyes were glossy, unfocused. Lucas approached slowly. "Ma'am? Are you okay?" She looked up, squinted, and frowned. You're the guy from the operations floor. The single dad. The one who brings pancakes for lunch sometimes." Lucas blinked. "That's accurate." Claire hiccuped. "I lost my driver. Actually, he quit." Actually, he said I quit, but maybe he said I'm quick. Or I'm sick. Anyway. He's gone. And now I'm here. And I'm very," she lifted both hands and whispered, "extravagantly drunk." She tried to stand, but her ankle wobbled. Lucas caught her before she hit the marble floor. When she leaned into his chest, trembling slightly from cold or embarrassment, he realized she wasn't just drunk, she was hurting. "Let's get you somewhere safe," he said gently. He half carried her to his car, her head resting against the window, murmuring things he didn't quite understand, something about pressure, loneliness, and an office full of people who feared her but never actually saw her. When they reached her apartment, she couldn't manage the keypad. She pressed random numbers like she was playing a piano. Lucas finally took her hand. "Claire, what's your code?" She hesitated, then whispered the numbers, trusting him more in her vulnerable state than she ever had in her sober one. Inside, she collapsed on the living room couch, looking small for the first time since he'd known her. As he covered her with a blanket, she grabbed his wrist weakly. "Lucas, thank you. No one ever helps me unless they want something." Her voice broke. "But you don't want anything, do you?" He shook his head softly. "Just sleep." She gave a faint, fragile smile. "I knew it. You're safe." Lucas waited until her breathing steadied before locking the door and leaving. The next morning, he expected awkwardness, avoidance, maybe even disciplinary action. What he didn't expect was for Claire to stand in front of his desk with her hair tied back, eyes soft, holding a cup of coffee for you, she said. He stared. "Are you feeling okay?" "Mortified," she replied honestly. "But also grateful. You saved me last night." "You don't need to thank me." "I do," she insisted. "Because people don't do that for me. They don't carry me when I fall. They don't care if I'm alone at night. They don't look at me like I'm human." Lucas shifted uncomfortably. "Everyone needs help sometimes." Her lips trembled slightly. "And last night, I realized something. I don't have anyone." He didn't know what to say. She looked at him like she was searching for something she'd lost long ago. "Trust, maybe." Then she exhaled shakily. "Lucas, would you have dinner with me tonight? Not as my employee. As someone who saw me at my worst and didn't walk away." He froze. Of all the things he expected, that wasn't one of them. "Claire, you're my boss. And you're the only person in years who's treated me like I'm not one." Silence stretched between them. Then, very quietly, she added, "Let me try being human with someone who already saw me break." Lucas looked into her eyes, really looked, and for the first time, he saw not a CEO, not a powerful figure, but a lonely woman who wanted to be understood, and he felt something shift inside him. "All right," he whispered. "Dinner." Her shoulders dropped with relief, a soft smile blooming like sunrise. Thank you. For last night, and for this morning. As she walked away, Lucas felt Emma's words echoing in his mind, something she'd said once when he thought she wasn't listening. Daddy, sometimes the strongest people are just the loneliest ones waiting for someone to sit next to them. He didn't know where this dinner would lead. He didn't know if it was a mistake or a miracle. But he did know one thing: sometimes rescuing someone changes nothing, and sometimes it changes absolutely everything.